Chatty Bobby. Welcome to Wrasslin with Big E and the POT. Podcast tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash. Straight to the face, I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling's where you need to be. Chatty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling's where you need to be. Chatty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Yeah.
Hey, it's them Wrasslin Boys, POT and Big E, and we're here to bring you another episode of Welcome to Wrasslin. What's going on, bro?
What do you say, brother?
Hey, man, here for another one.
43.
Darren Sproles.
Eddie Lacy. You know I got a Bama one for every number. Eddie Lacy.
Know, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That ain't good. Oh, man. Lighter's empty.
Oh, man.
Okay, this one good. All right, we good. All right, everything's good. Hey, man, welcome to Wrestling episode 43, man. Let's talk a little football before we get into Crown Jewel. And talk a little Crown Jewel. I want to do, when we get to Crown Jewel, we're gonna do it a little bit. We're gonna do it in order, because I think we should talk about that, the age, like we talked about earlier. Let's talk about the AJ and Cena match last, and but let's get into some. Let's talk some college football. Some big big teams went down yesterday. Oregon went down. A lot of controversy over there, Georgia and Auburn. That was a barn burner.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? He was saying that they were out there clapping, and that he was saying, "I'm clapping," not calling timeout.
Well, since we going there first,
let's go there.
Me as a football official at heart, I am a football. Well, I was a football official. So I see it from a different perspective. But I will say, also being a Georgia fan, that Auburn got cheated.
Are you talking about the questionable
call?
Are you talking about the fumble?
Look, I'm going full throttle with this, right? Listen to what I'm saying real quick.
All right.
First of all, the touchdown. I know that was close. But the tip of the ball go across the plane. They had the goal line view, and they looking at it just like what we're looking at it on TV.
Yeah.
That looked like a touchdown to me.
Because once they cross the line, it's a dead ball. Yeah. Ball's dead.
Right. And that would have made it 17-0.
If it's got possession. Yeah.
So that is a big difference between 17-0 and 10-3 going in the half.
Yeah.
And then, but even the next drive, it was just like several penalties was just on Auburn's defense when Georgia going down the field. Now, some of those was really there, but it just unraveled after that, man. And and then, like, when they interviewed the coach going into halftime, he really was like, he felt defeated. They're cheating the kids or whatever. He said something like, I don't remember verbatim what he said, but I felt him though.
And
it was
momentum shift is hell in sports, boy. It's real. Yeah. That is real. It's so real.
And the second half, Georgia was clearly, it was like watching two different games, because it was like they wasn't so much dominant, but Auburn fell off offensively. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was really like it's like they sucked the wind out of him, but it just makes you wonder if that was a touchdown.
It sure did look like it. It looked like a ball
17-0.
crossed. So as soon as the tip hit the plane or the line, it should
Yeah,
have been a touchdown. You know.
that's
So
tough, man.
hey,
That's
and you didn't get the calls at home. You at home.
and then the Kirby timeout.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about that.
Oh man, golly, dog, come on, Kirby. Like he clearly was calling timeout, running down the sideline. It was clearly, come on now. So what was you running and clapping for if you was clapping? I get that the play clock was running down. So was he saying he was clapping to tell them to snap the damn football? It looked like he was calling timeout to me. And then they
Right.
basically got a timeout without being charged a timeout and got to snap the ball and run whatever play that they had called in the first damn place.
Mm,
That was messed up. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And it's that was just saying.
But first of all, Kirby, where he came from. Of course, he played at Georgia, and coach was saving it for the Dolphins and at LSU and at Bama. And if you were a Bama fan or even a college sports fan, you knew when that job came available, he was gone. You know, and the just watching him, man, it's like every play he's out there on the field talking to somebody, talking about something. It's
He was
almost
talking
like,
about.
yeah, every play out there
Yeah.
talking to the referee, got his headset, stretched all the way out, so he can hear what they're saying back. But it's like every play, dog. And it's
He
like,
do be on him.
yeah, and it's not like I'm biased or anything, it's just that,
I mean,
you
but
know, it
but
ain't,
me and I feel like I can say this being official. Majority of them do that. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Now, of
yeah,
course, college football is different because, like, when we're watching the SEC, like with the ESPN coverage, ABC or whatever, the
yeah,
camera they showing Kirby, and you're right. Every time they show Kirby, he's definitely he's talking to somebody.
right.
All the time. You're right. But like them coaches be on like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the
no
wing
doubt.
official, the wing official. I'm glad. That's why I never like being the wing official, like the head linesman and the down line judge. And nah, bro. Hey, they because you hear from the coach, it didn't have to be your fault.
Yeah,
He wants to hear what the hell's going on out there, and you the one that got to hear it. You know what I mean? And it ain't just
mhm,
the head coaches, mainly the head coach, but you got the even the assistant coaches be saying slick shit to you. You know what I mean? That was
yeah,
incomplete. You be like, damn, like, all right, you try to concentrate. These folks
right.
talking to you.
That's
It's
that one
like,
thing I be saying. No, don't give them a hard time. They allowed to make a few bad calls. Yeah, but
yeah.
I mean the way he was running down the sideline, you
Man,
know,
he would call a timeout, man.
you know, and he the way he tried to say in the press conferences, he talked to the officials before the game about the clapping,
Okay.
trying to get a false start and all that stuff. And he was like, that's a penalty. And I want it called. And he was like, that's what they were doing. They were out there clapping, and that's what he was saying.
Oh, you know what? You know what? You know what?
He
I didn't
said,
hear I
yeah,
didn't hear him say that. That is possible.
yeah.
I gotta look at it again though, but it looked like he was calling timeout to me.
It did. It
But
absolutely did.
that
So
explanation, I can
he
see
could
it.
have been he could have been doing it for that reason.
Yeah, I can see
And
that.
just
I can see
yeah,
that because like they do be talking to the referees and saying, well, during the snap, the defensive line they like to clap and they throwing off our cadence. You know what I
yeah,
mean, and whatever. And so he could have been saying, "Hey, they doing it right now. They doing it. You know what I mean, or whatever."
yeah,
But at the same time, the
because
play
he
clock
said
was
it.
about to run dead too, and it was
Yeah.
like looked like you running call timeout.
And then that's when he said, he was like, we were going to get the playoff. I didn't need a timeout for that. He was like, I was telling them that they were clapping. And the thing about it is, he said he had one coach that was the only thing he was to watch all day long was them and see if they were clapping on defense. So, it is what it is. It didn't look good for Auburn. Just can't catch a break and boo-hoo. And
I think them officials really gonna they. I mean, I hate to put it out there like that, but I know we watch it on TV and we see the replay and everything, and it's really a hard job out there. It really is.
absolutely.
But they get reprimanded like when they have plays like that
Yeah,
happen. Like they get in trouble. They really
yeah.
do. So it's a tough job. And shout out to all the officials out there try to do the best they can. And shout out to the ones that are out there point shaving or whatever, because you never know with you just never know. But
Mhm.
you would hope that everybody who put them stripes on will have integrity. But situations like that, when and I tell you also another thing as an official, when there's something happens and then we have to huddle up to talk about it before
Yeah,
we tell the world or the crowd or whatever what's going on, that's a lonely feeling, bro. It's
yeah,
like when we talking and the clock is ticking, bro,
yeah.
and it feel like everybody is like, well, everybody focuses on us, like what are
And
they talking about?
a game like that, you got 100,000 people waiting on you to make a decision.
Can you imagine that?
You know what I'm saying? So
Man,
yeah, man. Hey man, shout out to Alabama being holding on to beat Missouri yesterday. But that was a close one. Good game.
yeah.
Um, a W is a W. I tell you that. Especially with the schedule we got coming up with playing these and everybody in the SEC. I ain't just talking about us. Everybody got rough ones coming up because they all back to back to back games.
I mean,
We got
Missouri 5-0.
Yeah, and shout out to our defense really showing up, man, getting a little bit healthier. End up losing another linebacker yesterday. I don't know the seriousness. A lot of targeting in that game, a lot of concussions. Had two players get hit real hard. One was targeting, one wasn't. But I don't understand how a guy can black out. You know what I'm saying? But probably going to lose Jam Miller for another game or two. And not have him for Tennessee. So he adds. When we have him on the field, we average over 100 yards a game.
Right.
We average about 70. So. But it is later on in the year. A lot of guys are moving forward, so we'll see what happens when all them come out. But I know Jam Miller left with a concussion. So, but yeah, man, we got Tennessee next week. That's a big one. So be looking for it. Your boy James Franklin got fired today from
Yeah, man.
Penn
That
State.
definitely want to touch on
Lost
that.
3 in a row.
They lost their quarterback for the rest of the season. So,
Right.
and it just one thing I want to say about James Franklin, I really do think he's a good coach.
Yeah.
And part of the reason is because he turned Vandy around back in the day.
Right.
And it was like, but then of course, when then one of the bigger schools, bigger opportunity, he went and Penn State or whatever, but his issue when he was at Penn State was he could never win the big one. He
Right.
rarely beat Ohio State. He rarely beat Michigan, and that's the Big Ten. Like you can't
Right.
win without beating one of them.
Right.
And he could never, even he had good teams. They ranked high. And this year was very disappointing because they preseason ranked number 2. And the
Right.
Oregon loss was one thing because that was a big game, but they lost to Oregon. Okay. Then when they went to UCLA, that was like, whoa. UCLA didn't even have a victory
Right.
at that point. Yeah, I know you went out west, but like, damn, that loss was ugly. And then you just lost again, and the quarterback got hurt at the same time.
Right.
So
And
it
that's,
was like,
that's your, you don't want to say that's your season, but he's a starter for a reason,
yeah,
so, but you still got Ohio State, Miami, Indiana, Texas A&M, and Ole Miss undefeated, and they got the top 5. Then you got Alabama at 6. So, what about Georgia Tech though? 6-0, dog.
hey, they looking, hey, I've been paying attention. I kind of got a heart for Georgia Tech
Yeah,
because I used to work there on 2 different occasions.
yeah,
So I definitely love when they do well. So it's cool, but they halfway through the regular season, so hey,
yeah,
on to the
man.
next one. But it's definitely happy for them that they, it's cool to see ranked number 13 or whatever next to Georgia Tech, because you don't see that often in
Yeah,
football or in years past. So shout out to Georgia Tech on that one. I also want to touch on Indiana going to beat Oregon.
yeah. That was
And
big. That was big.
I'm gonna tell you something about Indiana though. I remember last year on the Pat McAfee show, their head coach was on there one time, and he had some personality. I was like, oh, he was cool. He was cool, when he did the interview with Pat McAfee, and because they had a good season last year,
Yeah,
so he was on there a couple of times. So it was like, okay, I dig his personality, and of course they lost to the playoffs, but this year it was like they doing their thing, but it's Indiana. It's kind of hard to take them seriously.
yeah,
But
yeah.
this win going out to Oregon, I watched College Game Day, and everybody picked Oregon
Oh yeah,
except
yeah,
Matt
yeah.
McAfee, except McAfee. And McAfee played the whole singing the Oregon song, and he
Right,
was playing the crowd, and boom, he was like, "But my wife is a Hoosier." And he was like, "Hey, that's where I live at." He said, "Hey, that so." But I wasn't surprised though because McAfee got good rapport with Oregon coach as well. Then, but he had real good rapport with Indiana's coach. So it was
yeah,
cool he picked them and they went and handle business, man. So that was one of them. That was a very for their program, that was a huge win.
yeah,
So I'm kind of pulling for them in a weird way,
yeah,
because I like the coach and it's kind of like a underdog story in a way because Indiana is not known for football, especially in the Big Ten at all.
yeah,
You talk about Ohio State, Michigan, or Penn State, or even a Wisconsin. They had a time there, but not Indiana. So see what happens.
yeah. You got a lot of one-loss SEC teams out there too. You got Vandy got
Yeah,
one loss, Mizzou got one loss, Georgia, LSU, Tennessee, Bama, all got one loss.
it's gonna be a
Of course,
dogfight.
yeah. Good thing we was our loss in the conference game, so that's good because there's no more East or West. So it's gonna be you gonna have to fight to get in there. Because you still got Ole Miss undefeated, A&M undefeated, Texas gonna
Texas
ruin.
A&M.
Yeah, Tech. That's what I'm saying. A&M's undefeated.
Yeah,
Ole Miss
yeah,
still undefeated.
right.
Texas gonna mess around and ruin somebody's season like they just did with Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I mean, really, put it on them. Um, but yeah, man. Let's talk a little bit of NFL. And Chiefs got another win today.
Yeah, it was much needed win.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
big game, because Detroit's no joke. They
Mhm.
but home game, prime time, which they seem like they play prime time every damn week.
Right.
Goodness. But they played a great game tonight.
Yeah.
They look this is the best. Their offense kind of been looking better this season, even though they've been losing and they're 3-3 now, but
Right.
it was like the past couple of years, the offense been real sluggish. It's been their defense has kind of been holding it down. And then of course Mahomes know how to make the big play when it matters because he's
Right.
Mahomes. And it was like that just the formula that they had, But of course they lost the Super Bowl, but that's a different story. But
Yeah.
they always there, So it's like, but it's like their offense was really humming tonight, and it's like, damn, Kelsey catching the ball like old school
Yeah.
Kelsey, and
Yeah. About seven,
then
eight,
he
about
had
seven catches, didn't
I think six
Yeah,
for
6 or 7.
78 yards.
Yeah.
And then they had like everybody was like everybody was getting involved, and then Isaiah Pacheco was running strong. It was like, damn, it was like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
just
He was moving that thing today. He was out there pumped too. He was
yeah.
in his zone.
Juju Smith was catching passes and
Yeah.
shit. And I'm mad because I
Yeah.
didn't start him in fantasy, because when I do start him, he get 2 catches for 7
Right.
yards or some bullshit. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's just,
The
boy,
Broncos Jets game was nasty. 13-11.
yeah,
Um,
well,
Eagles got blasted Thursday by the
yeah,
Giants.
right,
See,
right.
yeah, you had the Ravens get beat again. Ravens don't score a touchdown.
Yeah, they won at 5, bro.
Yeah, man, that ain't looking good. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
it might
that
be just as hard to being a Cowboys fan. See the Panthers beat the Cowboys today too.
man. Hey,
But
yeah,
um, let's talk about the Bengals real quick. So the Bengals get blasted by the Packers. They don't get blasted; they get beat by 11.
yeah,
So, but you have Flacco, and the Browns beat the Packers.
right, right.
Flacco was there, so now he goes to the Bengals, and they get beat by 11. Um, your boy, the lefty from Cleveland, did not look good today. I don't think they scored a touchdown either.
Yeah, Gabriel.
Yeah, so
He ain't turned the ball over, but it was just like they couldn't get nothing. He was getting sacked, and they
yeah,
couldn't.
couldn't get nothing going.
Yeah,
Yeah, so your boy Shador still sitting over there waiting for opportunity. So we're gonna see what happens. You
yeah.
know,
Well, I don't know. I'm sure that may eventually happen, but I don't think they're gonna like put him in there like next week or nothing.
I don't think it is either, but they're gonna give the dude another chance. Give
Yeah,
him different
I
the
mean,
first
'cause he
game.
didn't play bad last week. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. So it ain't
Yeah,
like they ain't gonna give him the hook just yet.
yeah,
I want to talk about the Buccaneers and the 49ers real quick.
yeah.
And it's some players you like and some players you just don't like. I am not a Baker Mayfield fan. But
Mhm.
that dude is surpassed anything anybody said he would do in the league.
That dude's a baller.
He really is,
He
man.
is. He got that you run through a brick wall for him. He like the type that, especially his guts and how he plays, his energy. It's like everybody seems like they would fight for him.
Yeah.
His receivers, his linemen. It's like it's crazy, man. He's how like Favre, where it seemed like
Yeah.
everybody was just like, he had that Mr. Football.
Yeah.
Mayfield got guts like that.
Yeah. I feel
It's
you on
like
that.
it's like, and then if they losing at the end, it's like when he's in a huddle, he probably look at them like, we about to score this fucking touchdown right now.
Let's put the women and children to bed, boys,
Yeah.
and go looking for dinner.
And they believe that. They're like, you know what? Yeah. And
Yeah.
like even today, okay, Mike Evans hurt. Bucking Irving, they're starting hurt. Chris Godwin, who had a horrific injury last year, came back, was back 2 games, was trying to play his third game back, but didn't play because he had another injury. So he was missing his two receivers. And then this game, the rookie receiver who's been balling, the one from Ohio State, Ibuka, he hurt his hamstring during this game. And then another dudes who catching touchdown passes. I'm
Right.
like,
Next man up, though.
well,
But I
right.
mean, yeah, but I hear you. So, but
He
yeah,
put
man.
the ball there.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's also like that Peyton Manning, Brett Favre mentality. Let that ball go and let your receiver go make a play. Let him go make a play.
Yeah.
And we got the Bears and the Commanders tomorrow night on Monday night, and the Falcons and the Bills. So, always fun to watch the Falcons on Monday Night Football. So hopefully we get an old dub, but we are going against the Bills, so
well,
it's gonna be a good one.
Comment on that game right there. Josh Allen's a problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely he is.
So he cannot be having a good game because the Bills are very beatable.
Yeah.
Defense, nah, they're hit or miss. They have a solid defense, but they can be had at times, right? So
yeah.
But if the game's close, Josh Allen, one of the type of players that can put the team on his back and say, all right, I'm going to go win the damn game.
Right.
Because even if the pass is not working right, he's just the biggest threat as a runner. Him and Lamar Jackson actually got similar games, but they different. They look different doing it. Like Lamar is the scat back, real super fast speed and real twitchy. Josh don't move like that.
Right.
Josh, when he runs, when he comes downhill, it's like a tight end.
Right.
That just running down the field, like he's like Cam Newton to me, like when he was at Carolina.
Right.
Where it's like, when he decides he's gonna run, how you gonna stop him?
Yeah. Right.
And he don't have to slide.
Yeah, he's definitely a problem, dog.
Yeah. So even if you have pass rush, and the Falcons actually been doing better with their pass rush,
mm-hmm.
and they've been blitzing all kinds. They've been doing some different stuff, with the new ends and stuff they have. But Josh is the type that if you go upfield, he's going to run up the middle.
Right.
And that's what I'm afraid of. Them rush lanes going to be very important.
Right. And everybody ain't trying to tackle him. Them DBs ain't trying to take his head off, man. They not trying to hit him high. And then when you go low, that's when you make mistakes, and that's when we're not wrapping up, and that like you said, that's when it becomes an issue.
Yeah. And he runs people over too, like like John Riggins running it. I mean, not really, but really though,
Yeah. I'm gonna do something real quick just because you brought it up. Now that he's gone from there, I'm still not a fan, but I don't know. I think he gets a bum rap, man. Shout out Cam Newton, man, getting his number retired at Auburn.
Yeah.
One of whether you like him or not, I hate Auburn. As a Bama fan, you're not you have to hate them.
Right.
I was a pallbearer at my cousin's funeral. He was the only Auburn fan in the whole family. And every pallbearer, his wish was every pallbearer had a Alabama Auburn jersey or Auburn shirt on.
Damn.
And I didn't. I still wore Alabama shirt as And I believe, hey man, God rest his soul, man. Jared Williams, man, cousin from way back. But I think he would have understood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think he would have understood. Yeah, man. So let's let's get to what we came here for, man. A little wrestling. Let's jump into a crown jewel. Hey, man, we're not finna sit here and just give you every detail about every single match and be here for 2.5 hours breaking down all these matches. Um, the girls' crown jewel was Stephanie. Her winning was good. The Io Sky and Rhea Ripley match with the Kabuki Warriors. That match was good. The whole damn card was good, man. The crowd was crazy. Everybody went out there trying to put on a show and did so. So I think they were feeling the crowd. Let's talk about Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed real quick. Let's get into that match. Let's talk about that one. You've been having the thing with the Usos, and Roman came back last week. He didn't even acknowledge Jimmy was there, just talking to Jay, and come back this week, and all this and that. And, they're definitely having issues. You understand? So you get the crown jewel. They try to come out and help after Braun Breaker comes out of there. The match was physical as hell. You know what I'm saying? I like, everybody likes Roman Reigns, but I like Bronson Reed, dude. I'm a fan. I'm a fan, dude. He's like almost like a Bam Bam Bigelow almost. You know what I mean? Like, dude can move. But he's not, and he's a big dude, but he's not like he's 7 foot tall, but he can move, man. And that damn tsunami, the way and especially like now, after you drop that weight, bro, he getting a little more elevated. You know what I'm saying?
I like that jagged edge
Yeah.
thing he do.
Yeah. So, but you had the Usos come out there. They tried to help out, super kicks and spears, and you get Roman Reigns get back in the ring, and Jay spears Roman into the table, got the tsunami, got the win. So the aftermath after the match, first of all, you want to talk about wins and losses. It ain't too many can say they pinned Roman Reigns in a while. That's a short list, whether it's shenanigans or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I just thought it was, you got War Games coming up. All three of the part of the bloodline that's on Raw, they're beefing.
Right.
They're actually 3 individuals right now, because it's not like 2 at one, and they're actually individual. And when Roman said, "Man, you got people out here thinking I can't do shit for myself,"
yeah.
He was like, "This ain't back then no more."
Right.
And he was like, "It only works if we win." You know what I'm saying? So that was deep.
Yeah.
So that's definitely going to be part of the storyline. The feud is not over between him and Bronson Reed. You got Seth plus his 2 guys. And then, so I don't know if they're going to be a part of War Games and set that up for some with them. I have no idea, because you would have to add somebody, because they're not going to do 3. And War Games, they'll do 4, but it used to be 5.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that as well, trying to think of what direction, like what faction or what feud are they going to go with in War Games, because they're obviously going to do War Games because they've been promoting War Games.
Right.
So, like you said, the blood.
And there's only one big faction, and that's the MFT. And Tama Tonga came back on SmackDown. So it's 5 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, and then they would have to and then who they're beefing with. It's not like they beefing with another.
No,
because Jacob is feuding with Drew.
Right.
Sammy, the U.S. champion. It's like it's
Yeah. That match with him and Nakamura was good on SmackDown. Yeah. So before they showed up. But yeah, man, shout
right.
out to Tonga. Tonga's back. Yeah, man, it's a lot. We're definitely gonna find out some stuff tomorrow. Raw will be on at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I know that I know what I'll be watching at work. You know what I'm saying? That'll be just something to do cool. Definitely get to look at that at work, man. But as far as the match goes between Bronson and Reed before all the shenanigans happened, man, real physical. And damn, Roman's still put together, man. Like there's no need for him to wear that vest no more. But that Braun Breaker, man, them guys, the Bronze, that's a dangerous group. That really is a dangerous group.
Absolutely.
And I see them. I don't know who they would add if they did add somebody, or even if they need to.
I think it's perfect the way it is.
Yeah. I don't even, like I said, I don't even think they need to.
Because they add somebody, then
yeah,
kind of.
Yeah. So like I say, that's they'll definitely start building stories. They already building stories now, but they'll open it up definitely tomorrow and Sunday. I mean, SmackDown on Friday, and we'll start seeing a little bit what we're looking at as far as what's going to go down with War Games and Survivor Series. Right. So let's talk. We're going to talk Cena and AJ last, and then we'll talk a little bit about the post show, and then we'll wrap it up. But Seth Rollins and Cody, banger. Like the way how Seth came out, he had the Rolex on that Cody had. I'm sure it wasn't the actual one, you know what I'm saying? But the Rolex that he got for him for WrestleMania 40, or whatever, 41, 40, whatever it was. But
40.
Yeah, 40. That was cool, man. That was, this show was different. They've all been entertaining, but this one right here was top notch, man. There was a lot of storytelling, a lot of stuff going on, man, with this one. And this is supposed to be like it's Crown Jewel, but they're keeping a story going here. I thought just the Seth finally beating Cody and getting the monkey off his back.
Right.
Using the watch that he gave him. At first he didn't want to use it, threw it down like he didn't need to. And then, match was great, man. That coast to coast headbutt or whatever that was, bro, that was crazy.
Yeah, he hurt himself too.
Yeah, it came down on his arm, but just to pull that off without getting hurt is amazing.
Yeah.
Man, when Shane McMahon used to do that, Shane O'Mac, bro, that's a long way.
That match, they both did things I never seen them do.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cody did a crossroads
off the top rope.
And the way Seth sells the crossroads, was different.
Yeah.
It was Seth is his generation. It's hard to argue to say that he's not the greatest in-ring performer the past 10 years.
Right.
I mean, and that's saying a lot. People, where if you want to throw the Ospreys or Bryan Danielson in there, even though Danielson was before that as well,
right.
He had a long career, but Danielson definitely one of the greatest performers. Or even us, CM Punk or whoever you want to throw in there. Seth Rollins can have a great match with anybody.
Anybody. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's
Absolutely.
why he's my favorite of the Shield, definitely of the Shield.
Mhm.
And I like Roman, especially when his run or whatever, because Roman was like force fed to us, and it was kind of like the whole Cena thing. He was like
Right.
building him as a new Cena as far as being the face of the
Yeah.
company.
And we want to make
And
that decision. We don't want nobody to make that decision for us.
right, especially the way they just like when he won the Royal Rumble back in what 2015, and then they booed him out the building in Philly.
Yeah. When the
They had
Rock
The
came
Rock
out
come
there.
out there, and and even though that was a great WrestleMania match,
Yeah.
WrestleMania 31 with Brock Lesnar, of course, the heist of the century and the greatest Money in the Bank cash in ever. Up until when he just did it again, he had the two greatest cash ins. Seth Rollins did, so that goes on his resume. Um, but even with what he's doing now, it was like they with such a small period of time, they did a great job of building that story
Right.
with Cody and Seth.
Yeah.
He came back. He was the secret opponent at WrestleMania 38. He beat me, and he beat me 3 times. He beat me in a Hell in a Cell with a torn pec, and
Right.
I can't beat this guy, but I have to win. And then Paul Heyman told him on Raw, if he don't win, it's like it's gonna be no more vision. They're not gonna like
Right.
follow you. You know,
Right.
he gave him all this stuff to think about, and then he told him he had to do it on his own. He didn't need them out there, and they didn't come with him. That's one thing I did like about that match too. It was like it wasn't. Yeah, he still kind of cheated to win,
But it's still 1-on-1.
but
Yeah.
yeah, he didn't. He didn't do the whole what they did with the Roman match with
Yeah.
Braun Breaker spearing somebody through the damn guardrail, and and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
It was real poetic how they did that match,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Soaked it in too, man. And those belts, those crown jewel belts are huge.
man,
Man, those things are huge, dog. Like it was almost double the size of the world championship.
yeah, I know, man, that looked like a TV title or
Right.
something.
Made it look like one of them phone belts from back in the day. One of the little toy belts. You know what I'm saying?
The way you get at Target,
Right.
Walmart.
So, hey man, let's talk AJ and John Cena, man. And first of all, the haters of this match, I cannot believe. But that's those are those wrestling fans, though. They hate everything. Some wrestling fans are just miserable. They're miserable wrestling fans. They can't stand anything that anybody watches. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's, bro.
Tell me some of these comments. I know you probably won't know verbatim, but what was what
Worst
was it?
match, worst match I ever seen.
Who said that?
Man, I'm talking about people like not nobody, as far as like no workers or nothing like
Yeah,
that.
I
I'm
mean, you
talking
talking
about
about
fans.
just the
Fans.
general social
Yeah,
media or whatever, but
yeah,
I'm just
just
saying, like,
general
is that
fans.
like a real narrative though? Like a lot of
Yeah,
people out
like
there
it
talking
was
that
like,
shit.
yeah, I couldn't believe that. Like, that's why I only watch AEW. You know what I'm saying? Bro, this match was the most entertaining match I've seen in a long time. And I wish I could have came up with what Triple H said. It was a freaking love poem to professional wrestling, is what it was. You guys seen it coming out, looking at the crowd going crazy. AJ already came out in his old school TNA gear.
Man, I popped on that one, dog.
Yeah. And then you got Cena come out with the yellow, and then everybody had one of those shirts in the crowd, bro.
Big
You know,
Langston said that it looked like the Minions movie.
yeah, yeah. And they were saying like they thought they gave them shirts away. It was so many of them.
Right. That's
So,
crazy.
but then for him to give Alicia Taylor a note after he's already been introduced to introduce AJ Styles, as the what he said, the definition of total nonstop action,
Yeah.
the undisputed ace,
True leader, undisputed leader of the
under
Bullet
the
Club.
ace, the undisputed boss of the Bullet Club. And he was like, as a fan and an opponent, just to see if he can beat up John Cena one more. Bro, that was something else, man. You can be mad about John Cena. What a guy he is, man.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen in wrestling, bro. You know, and then everything was smiles and everything. Even when he said the Bullet Club thing, you could see AJ was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then as soon as the bell rang, they both took off and were getting ready to lock up. You know, it's like it's all good, but we about to get it on.
Yeah.
You know, and this is the best spot fest match you've ever seen in your whole entire life. Got 403 false finishes. And
Right.
everybody they look up to or love finisher. Bro, you had the Christopher Daniels finisher. You had the Scorpion Death Drop, the Walls of Jericho.
Right.
What else did they do?
RKO.
Bro, the DDT through the ropes and the RKO.
Yeah.
The Sister Abigail, though.
Yeah, he did the Sister
And then
Abigail,
everybody started doing the Fireflies thing, man. Bro,
Yeah.
come on, man. Bro, the AJ did the 450.
He did the Miz Skull Crushing finale.
Right.
Boy, did everything.
Bro, I'm trying to see trying to see if we missed one. Even when they even sold like he was about to do the 6-1, the crowd's like telling him to do the 619.
Right.
Like he's about to try it. And as soon as AJ cut him off, they started booing.
Yeah.
You know, I want to say one thing real quick before I forget. According to the crowd, if you was watching Seth Rollins and Cody, that you would have thought that was a babyface versus babyface match. You would have thought that was Hogan and Warrior for a minute.
Seth and Cody.
Per the crowd. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That was crazy. Because the crowd was just into Cody as much as they was just in as much as they was in the Seth during the announcers and stuff. But anyway, we'll get back to sync. But bro, it was amazing. The man won with a tombstone in the AA.
Yeah.
You know, and he did that a couple of weeks. He did the Styles Clash not too long ago. You know, so
yeah, he definitely paying homage to all his peers and stuff. It's been a real cool run, man. And but I'm really disappointed in hearing that. I mean, I know everybody's not going to like it. I mean, there's always going to be haters, but I'm kind of interested in hearing what Kevin Nash has to say about it, what Jim Cornette has to say about it.
Yeah.
You know, like them guys, you know.
When they came back from commercial break, Michael Cole and Wade Barrett were clapping.
They were clapping.
Standing ovation.
Yeah.
You know, it was amazing. I thought it was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. I mean, seriously, bro, like just all that stuff we do, all these false finishes, all these old moves, all this stuff that every time they doing something, you trying to think, who did that? Who did that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And trying to remember what it was called. Like when he did the Christopher Daniels move, the Fallen Angel or whatever it was called. You know, he did the Samoa Joe's Coquilla Clutch or whatever.
Right.
You know, just the stuff that they pulled out, man, and the way they did it and everything, just bro, it was the most entertaining wrestling match I've seen in a long time. And I
that's a very bold statement. Now, um, however, definitely with the way they choreographed that and with all the old school moves and how they
Yeah.
pulled that off, and with
I
it
ain't saying
also,
it's one of the best matches I've seen. I'm saying it's one of the most entertaining.
well, you need to let me finish what I'm saying.
Well, I'll think
Uh,
about it.
because, but I'm giving you credit for saying that because especially also the way they pulled it off. It
Right.
wasn't just an entertaining match where they just went in and told the typical story, having 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes, and they doing a match. They went out and like you said, it was like a love letter to wrestling. They doing
Yeah.
moves, RKOs and skull crushing finales, and they doing all this stuff that their peers that they've been traveling up and down the road with or having feuds with or teaming with or whatever their competition, that was like everybody watching that match had to feel some kind of way, like damn, especially if they did your move, it's like, oh damn, they shout out, it's like, hey, shout out HBK or Triple H when Seth Rollins do a pedigree or whatever, right?
Right.
Um, but like you said, this man hit him with the damn tombstone. You know what I mean? So,
Rest in peace.
but I will say the flip side of that though, um, it's hard to when you really think about it because we watch so much wrestling content.
Mm.
There's certain matches that you remember certain spots or how that match made you feel, but then there's a lot of them that you watch so many of them, we're gonna always miss like, oh yeah, that match at Backlash
Yeah.
was a good match, but I don't really remember because it was Backlash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I will say that EO Sky and Rhea Ripley at Evolution was one of the most amazing matches I ever seen.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. No
So,
doubt.
you know, um, and I'm sure by saying that we miss others, because
Yeah.
you think of like, matter of fact,
Yeah.
I know people had
I don't
like,
know about that because I remember Trish Stratus and Mickey James had a house
yeah, I
show
know.
match. And
Yeah, I know,
one,
right? Or be like
but
my man that we met at that damn. Oh, Dick Murdoch said, in American
right.
Car Ride
He
drive
said
up
that
to
was
Tampa, Florida, that
at
Bob Orton
2:30 in the morning.
yeah, Bob Orton owed him some money because he stiffed him on the bill at that bar last night in Jacksonville. It's like, okay, how do you know that?
Right. It was in such and such's book. You know,
He
I
was on
read
that shit.
everything, man. But entertainment wise, this match was amazing, man.
Yeah, it
They
was.
did, like I say, they pulled out all the stops. Very entertaining. The crowd was crazy anyway.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, um, but I thought the whole damn show was good, man. And these 5 match cards, I understand why people want, this, and this, but if I'm gonna get 5 bangers every PLE and get 2 nights of WrestleMania and 2 nights of SummerSlam, I'm okay with that.
yeah.
Instead of
Well,
having 2 throwaways
we
and
talked about that before.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're gonna give me 5 bangers
I think
and they gonna
maybe
get
like I agree. I agree. I agree. We talked about that before. I think
yeah,
maybe a sweet spot. So a sweet spot would probably be like 6 matches.
yeah, yeah,
But I think the five's cool too because I like the long matches.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's like you
And
said,
they
they tell
bangers,
a
man.
story.
Everything is worth watching.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's not like it ain't no intermission with these 5 matches that they got.
right.
It ain't there's not a match that you want to check the scores and everything on your TV. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah, man. So yeah, let's talk the post show for just a minute. And when Triple H came out there,
Yeah.
the crowd was definitely in it. You know what I mean? They pissed Seth Rollins off. He got mad. They tell him to shut the fuck up. When Triple H came out there, they we want Edge, we want Edge. Y2J, they was doing CM Punk all night long. So
Yeah.
that ain't, they were doing that all night. So, but yeah, man, the crowd was crazy. They were it's all we always talk about the overseas crowd, but they sang the whole Edge song out there while Triple H is sitting there trying to tell you about, what numbers they did and what he thought about the match. They're out there singing on the stage. You know what I'm saying? I see clearly. Yeah. And at one point he turned around and said, well, you're not going to get him. Because he's still DX Triple H at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He still got a smart ass mouth and all that stuff. You know what I mean? But man, shout out to the whole crowd in Australia, man. That was awesome, man.
Yeah.
You wrestling fans that are hating on these shows, man. Y'all need to broaden your horizons a little bit. But I
don't get it.
I don't either, man. And you're seeing stuff that you're never gonna see again. I mean, the Friday after the SmackDown and all that stuff, man. AJ said he's done next year.
Yeah.
Like, just enjoy it. Enjoy it while it lasts, before you have to start watching all the old stuff. You know what I mean?
Keep your Peacock subscription.
Right.
or whatever they end up doing with that catalog.
Right. Yeah, we'll be fine. I'm sure we'll probably have to pay for that too.
Yeah.
They gonna bring the network back, except for the PLEs are gonna be on ESPN. You can watch the library on WWE Network.
Right.
Well, that'd be messed up, boy. I mean, what they doing now anyway? Only if they might try to charge more or something. WWE Network, that was it though. The way they had it set up and everything was perfect.
Yeah, they threw us off even though it made it cheaper for us for that time being. That's what was crazy about it. And we ended up getting, we had Peacock, but then it now the joke's on us.
Yeah.
Which, I still, it's been good for, like, I was going through my little direct TV situation here. So luckily, with the ESPN app, I'm watching the Red Zone.
Yeah.
And ESPN app, because I had to get that to watch the PLEs, WWE.
Right.
But the Peacock, since I already had it, helped me because I can watch Sunday Night Football because my direct TV situation is what it is. So I can't watch NBC, but Peacock, Sunday Night Football game come on Peacock. So that's been good. But the whole interface of it, we got used to the network and how it's the search engine and how we used to, navigate to get to where we're trying to go. It just made it more difficult with the interface on Peacock. And even though we kind of used to the way it is now, but it's still, I just feel like it was more user friendly when it was on the WWE network.
Oh, there's no doubt. No doubt about it. But yeah, man, Raw will be on at 8:00 in the morning. So that'll be, something different, something fun to do tomorrow. And yeah, man, we'll be back next week with another episode. We'll be back.
Hold on.
What you got?
We gotta talk Cena.
Okay.
Now he only have a few more appearances.
Right.
He just had a great banger with AJ,
Mm-hmm.
which was, and he had some good ones, especially down the stretch. The second one with Cody, and that according to Brock Lesnar was what it was. Still trying to figure that out. But who is going to be his last opponent?
Mm. You're not gonna get a. You're not gonna get a. Is it gonna be somebody from the past, or is it gonna be somebody ain't never wrestled before? It's got to be somebody from the past, right?
Well, I think it's going to be somebody who would benefit from it, though. I mean, it'd be cool to see somebody from the past, but like, who's left? That I mean, Seth from his past, but I mean, I don't think that they would
What
have to do that.
What about the Miz?
See, I think that'd be a nothing against the Miz, but that don't tickle my. It got to be somebody who you would think could potentially beat Cena
Yeah,
or benefit
he,
from beating Cena.
he's done it before.
Yeah, but the Miz
Yeah.
is the Miz is like a the Miz is not a threat now.
Mm,
I mean, look, I mean, again, no disrespect to the Miz.
right. I have
I
to get
love
what
the
you're
Miz
saying.
longevity,
Yeah,
and then even his resume as far as championships and all that. He has a resume, but the Miz, you can't take him seriously right now. You know what I mean? He
yeah,
running around with Carmelo Hayes, uh, trying to, which is very talented. Carmelo Hayes very talented, but that's what they're low mid carders.
yeah.
And I know the Miz was trying to petition to get his match with Cena, but I think the best that we got was Cena doing the skull crushing finale.
Yeah, and that's basically a shout out.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I may be wrong, but
Yeah,
I personally be disappointed if the Miz end up being his last damn opponent on Saturday night's main event in Washington
yeah,
D.C. But still, who would it
yeah.
be?
He hadn't wrestled Randy Orton. It could be a rematch with Brock Lesnar. Maybe they set that up to do two of them.
You know who would really benefit from this victory?
Who?
Braun Breaker.
But you think you think Cena's gonna lose his last match?
Ain't that normally how it go?
Depends on who telling the story. But yeah, supposed to go out on your back on your last one. But
Or you
it
know
ain't like
what?
he ain't
You
got
know
a
what?
championship or nothing. You know what I'm
I just
saying?
thought
So
about it. I just thought about it. You know who's gonna close Cena's career?
who?
The same person who closed Goldberg's career. He ain't been on TV since he lost to CM Punk at
Wow,
SummerSlam. Gunther.
that could be huge.
And then that can build the Gunther Brock Lesnar, like we both beat Cena on his way
Right.
out.
I retired this person. I retired that person. Mm,
That's deep, bro.
modern day legend killer.
We'll see what happens, but if I call that shot,
Yeah.
put an asterisk on this episode. Like, comment, subscribe, people. Like, comment, subscribe. We
Right.
appreciate you for what all y'all do. We out here grinding. We can try to be consistent and still put the episodes out. What if we're tired, going to sleep, falling asleep, or whatever?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Like,
comment, subscribe.
comment, and subscribe. Absolutely. Hey, man, we will, like I say, they're going to start planting the seeds for everything. It's fall time now, bro. It's about the Royal Rumble be here before you know it.
Yeah.
And it's the WrestleMania season, so it's about to get crazy good, man. Great time to be a wrestling fan, man. It's welcome to wrestling.
Welcome to wrestling.
Chetty Bobby. Welcome to Wrasslin with Big E and the POT. Podcast tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash. Straight to the face, I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improve like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improve like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Yeah.